I'm sure Raya is very upset right now. Thank you so much for agreeing to join us today and come on the show. Thank you. The next person I have is Erica Nana Yamwa.
Hello.
Thank you so much for coming on the show.
It's a pleasure.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you.
Your week?
Oh, my week is okay.
Everything is fine?
Yeah, everything is fine. Stressful, but everything is fine.
Okay. So far as we have life, you have to thank God, right?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. You guys, thank you for joining me in the studio. I have two wonderful guests joining me virtually as well. I have Pastor Apia Kubikwatan all the way in America. Pastor, if you can hear me, please say hi. He is the president of the North American Ghanaian Seventh-day Adventists. That is the NAGSDA. Pastor, good evening.
Good evening, my dear. And how are you?
I am very fine, thank you. Is it evening at your end, or maybe it's in the afternoon
Getting the late hours of the afternoon, so it's now like 4 p.m. So.
Oh, okay. How are you doing in America? I mean, the church. How is the church faring? I know COVID is more aggressive there than here at home. How are you guys faring the church? How is everyone doing? If you have any updates for us.
God has been good to us, my dear. He has been excellent, as he's always been. By the grace of God, yes, some of our members contracted, COVID. They had issues with it, but by his grace, all throughout North America, we did not lose one soul because of COVID. And that is a testimony that our God has been so kind to us.
Yeah.
So that's the good news. We have all the churches are thriving and moving on in spite of all the restrictions. God has been good to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Pastor or Doctor, for joining us. The next person joining me is coming all the way from Sunyani. She is joining me from the Agape SDA Church. Precious Dapa, if you can hear me, please say hi and tell us how your week has been and how you're doing.
My week has been great, and we bring you greetings from Agape SDA Church. Have a wonderful evening.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. My guest in the studio, I have Erica, who is coming from the Dakuman SDA Church, and Kwesi, who is coming from the Hanston Road SDA Church. So we'll take a look at our story, but before we do that, we'll go for a quick break. Do not go anywhere. This is Real Talk. Continue to watch us live on Facebook and YouTube. We'll be right back. Dear Real Talk, my boyfriend's ex is a thorn in my flesh. She does not want to leave my boyfriend alone. They broke up a year before he and I got together. She's either calling, texting, or sending him pictures of herself, mostly at very odd hours. The most frustrating thing happening now is she has resorted to sending him porn and her naked pictures. This ex I am talking about is a married woman, but still continues in this disgusting behavior. When I questioned my boyfriend about this, he told me not to worry and that nothing would happen between them. Should I take his word for it? I feel like a woman who does not respect herself and her marriage can go an extra length just to get what she wants. What should I do? Welcome back. I'm sure you just heard our story. And I'm sure you're wondering, what is going on here? Is the girl right to be upset, to be frustrated? Is the boyfriend doing enough? What is wrong with the married woman? What could make a married woman behave in such, for lack of a better word, a disgraceful manner?
To try to destroy people's marriages when you consider the woman sending nude pictures and all that to another person. That's wrong.
Right.
And the devil is at work. And, I'm sure as we go on, we will discuss more and then we'll try to find out what we can do so that the rest of us, we don't fall into the same problem. We can help our friend too.
Exactly. Yes. Erica.
Yeah. When I read it, my initial thought was a clear case of cheating on the guy's part.
What about the married woman's part? Because she is married.
The married woman is outside. She shouldn't even be considered in this. The issue is on the man and this lady. the married woman should be put aside.
Okay.
What is the guy also doing to curb the situation, to stop the nude pictures from coming in? They are just flying in, and what? You pick your phone, you look at it, then you delete it. Or what
I don't think he is deleting because the girl sees it. I don't know.
I don't know what he's doing. I just see a clear case of cheating. Some people may say it's not because she hasn't caught him in bed, but come on, he's cheating. He's cheating with the ex. Okay. He just wants to keep both ladies for whatever reason. But
right. Erica thinks the gentleman is cheating already. Pastor, I'll come to you, or Doctor, I'll come to you and ask you what your general take on the story is so far.
Yeah, thank you. I'm coming from the perspective of a pastor, and I'm looking at this as one of the issues that we are facing because of what we have been describing as the great controversy. Because, the devil does not want anyone to have peace. God created this world. He wanted us to have very peaceful and loving relationships. But then even when you get in touch with somebody in a loving relationship, the devil now comes in another way and tries to, disturb the relationship and bring pain and suffering. So I can see this in through those lenses. And I'm sorry for what this lady is going through, but I think it is good that she brought it up to, Realtalk. So at least we can talk about it, and then she'll be able to get some insight to what to do with the situation.
Okay, thank you, Pastor. Precious, what is your take on this day? What do you think is going on here?
I agree in part with Erica.
Okay.
But temptations are bound to come. But then if this man is in love with the current girlfriend, then there is no need allowing this lady to continue. When you break up with someone, there is no law that says that you cannot be friends with them. But then your friends have limits. And so without those limits, I think that I agree that he still has feelings. Or probably they are still in a very intense relationship. It doesn't end with just the pictures or the text messages. There is more to that. That's how I see the picture.
Okay, so we've heard from our panelists. They seem to be agreeing on the story so far, but let's see if we'll have some different opinions as we go ahead. Erica, I would ask you, when you break up with someone, the relationship is over. Do you have to be friends? Do you have to be cordial? Or before you met me, I was a stranger. So let's go back to Reset Factory. How should exes live together? Should there be limits, or they can still be friends? What is your take on that?
It depends. I would say it depends. Sometimes it's hard to say there shouldn't be anything. You should go to default settings, as you said. But what if they are work colleagues? They met at a workplace, so they are still working together. Do you say they shouldn't talk? In such a situation, the line drawn should be professionalism. Okay. Purely professionalism. If you want to be friends, that's fine. But both of you should be on the same page that you are not going to go into any kind of act, or when you meet, there wouldn't be any form of dirty talks in order to bring back what you used to have. If you can't draw that line, then default settings. Then default settings should work. That's my take on it.
Okay. Basically, what line? Should they draw any line? Or they can still, nothing is, the man said, nothing will happen. So.
Well, I don't even want to talk about the guy yet. So I just want to go straight to your question.
Okay.
I think definitely there should be a line drawn. Once someone is your ex, the person should remain your ex. Actually, what one would expect is that once you break up with someone and you meet someone else, the new person in your life should be the person that fills the void that you had in your life. So if you have a new person and you are still thinking about your ex, or then there's a problem. Right. Then there's a problem, and it's something that you have to deal with. But there must be that line drawn. You don't get yourself into compromising positions with your ex, because that is putting fire and petrol together. Anything can spark. So you just draw the line. As my sister said, you may be work colleagues. You may be in the same church too.
Right.
You don't go to church with your ex and say that because you are now my ex, we are enemies and all that. You don't do that. You still become friends because you might need one another's help one way or the other, but just make it friends. Don't talk at odd hours, etc.
Right. Pastor, should we draw lines when relationships end? Should we continue to be friends? Should we be cordial? Or for just preventing these behaviors, you just say, oh, well, since whatever we wanted to achieve together didn't happen, let's go back to not knowing each other?
Thank you. I think we have to look at what caused the break. Was it because the two of them agreed that, well, this is the situation we find ourselves in, we can no longer continue with the relationship? Did they have something in common before they separated from each other that will still, link them together? For example, if they had children together or something. I'm not sure about the whole story, but in this particular case, so the general one is, so long as there is a break, it does not mean that you should not talk to the person at all. Or even if the person offended you, as a Christian or as a human being, God invites us to exercise forgiveness. Right. So you could forgive the person and still relate to the person. But in this particular instance, where the woman has gone and is already married to someone, there should be a line that is drawn between what this woman can do with this former friend and what she cannot do. And this is exactly what is causing the problem, because I think she is crossing the line in terms of what was going on between them earlier and what she wants to continue, how the relationship will continue at this point in time. So, well, whatever caused the break should also be examined, and if there is a cause for a serious deletion or extermination of that thing that was binding them together, then we should be able to take care of that, because it is always going to bring them in contact with each other. So I'm talking about the general situation. But then if there's no child, for example, involved, you don't have any estate to think about together, why will you be calling somebody in the middle of the night and sending pictures which are not appropriate at a time when the relationship is no longer functional? So I think there should be a line by all means, but depending upon the situation.
Okay, Pastor thinks there should be a line depending on how the breakup happened and the sort of relationship they may have, whether with kids, whether, they're in the same church. Precious, I'll come to you and then I'll ask you the same question. If you have an ex, do you stop talking to them? Are you still friends with them? Are you still cordial? Or now it's like, okay, we are done, we don't have to talk anymore?
Well, you can't eat your cake and still have it. Any relationship that anyone has been in, whether it's ended on a good note or on a very bad note, there was something that you liked about that person. And for that reason, for instance, probably this lady was a good listener, or this guy was a good listener, but he had no money. If you keep him as a friend, and when you're in need of a listening ear, you go back, and which will not be very healthy for any relationship you go into.
Right.
So it's not advisable to keep them on the same pedestal. No one is asking you to be at loggerheads with anyone. But then they have no business being with you and listening to your cries and they have no business in that. And you have no business in their lives as well. Just put a break there. If it's broken, it's broken. Fine, keep it.
Fine, keep it, as Precious says. Pastor, there's this one that I want to start with you, this question. What could possibly make a married woman do or indulge herself in such acts? she's not just sending pornography of other people. She's sending nude pictures of herself. And I'm wondering, the calling and texting at odd hours, how she does that. Does she get up, run away from her bedroom, goes to the washroom to go and make these calls? And if she's married, it's very possible that she has kids. What is happening in her life that would make a married woman come down or stoop to such a level to be behaving in such very ungodly behavior?
All right, thank you, my dear. I'm sorry for what this lady who brought the whole discussion up is going through, because this is exactly what is happening in so many relationships. So maybe so many factors could be attributed. Number one, maybe she feels unhappy in the current relationship. She's not satisfied with the way this person who is now her boyfriend or husband is treating her. So maybe because of unhappiness, maybe she's not sexually satisfied. When she compares what she was enjoying before with what she's enjoying now, it brings up some questions in her mind, and she wants to maybe reconnect and see how that will bring some satisfaction. And maybe she misses the ex anyway. You never know. She misses her so much that it's like, okay, man, I cannot just stay by myself. I still have to get in touch with this man. And flashbacks of the past relationship could also be coming back to her from time to time. Like we said, maybe when she's alone and she gets to the bathroom, she's like, okay, I remember, I can recall. And why don't I connect? So flashbacks may be some of the issues involved there. And on a serious note, she's actually showing disrespect for the spouse that she has now. Because if you really respect your husband with whom you are living, you will not want to, as it were, go ahead and be talking to your ex. So maybe there was also lack of closure from this relationship. They did not end up at a point where everybody was satisfied that, look, the relationship has come to an end and we are no longer, related. So that could be the case. Who knows? It could also be brokenness or loneliness on her part. Right now, she seems to be in a relationship, but maybe she's so lonely, she feels that this person was someone she could really relate to very well, and therefore she may want to, go back for more communication and interaction in order to take away the loneliness that she's experiencing. So these are some of the things I think could be the reason for why she's behaving the way she is. We don't know yet, but at least I can think about this.
Okay. Pastor has given some extensive reasons why. Because if you have more to add, what is making this woman do this? I mean, she's married. She's supposed to be happy in her marriage. And she has time to call at odd hours, pick phone and text, and go and find somewhere and be and take pictures and do poses and send. What is going on in her life that she feels she has to do these things?
Well, I think there are many others waiting to speak, so I'll just mention three things, which I think.
Okay.
One of them is that there are modern trends. There are people who think that these things are cool, they are normal. We cannot discount that. And then the lady might also be perverted in the sense that she just can't have enough of sexual immoralities, all over. She just wants to get herself into some form of adventures. It's just entertainment for her, perhaps. For now, we are only speculating the things that might
make somebody.
And Pastor has spoken about most of the salient issues that I would have spoken about. And finally, the lady might not be really in love with the man that she has married. There are people who get married out of some compulsion, conditional marriages, etc. So they are not happy. And so though they are married, their minds are somewhere else. And so they are following their hearts somewhere else. And that's what I think for now. So I can give the chance to other person.
Erica, do you have more to add?
Yeah, I would like to add one. I think there could be spiritual implications to it too.
She's under attack.
What I can't say a Jamai home. That could be a reason because it doesn't make sense
at all. Erica says a Jamaican home is real, and she is very sure that this woman is under spiritual attack, which we cannot dispute. I mean, nowadays the actions we take, we think they are all carnal, but there could be spiritual underlinings to it. We have to go for a quick break. When we come back, I'll come to you straight, Precious, and then ask you, should this boyfriend be doing more? He says, oh, I told her that nothing can happen between us, so just forget about it. Meanwhile, he keeps receiving. As to whether he is watching or looking, we don't know. But if it's on his phone, what is he using it for? Data. We'll come back right after the break. Do not go anywhere. This is Real Talk.
Ye bompaya emuode ye bompaye esuegu nyankopon so na enim se ye nyankopon no oye mpaibo tiefo nyam.
On 3rd October from 9 p.m., Hope Channel Ghana will be leading a virtual all-night service themed I Will Go. We will be seeking the face of the Lord. We will bring all our challenges and praises before Him, and we will fortify ourselves to go share His good news. At our last all-night session in July, testimonies were endless. The only safeguard against the power of Satan is found in the presence of Jesus Christ. Hallelujah. Christ has shown that He is man's friend and our deliverer. Make a date with us on 3rd October from 9 p.m. Remember to tell a friend that all of us will be a blessing. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Let's pray.
We are praying together with you, and so send a praise report. What is it that the Lord has done for you?
What I will cry, Yankopon Ashadie, ne Yesu Christo Gidium.
I want Yankopon Femono, and Sabi Be Jumano. I should impano, didn't creme rade.
Sir,
at Yana Nimpayadu and say, you bet me ayano, Jenjambia.
Not just a fee at the bone fit, as a fee a dino. Yankopon in the power pam. And yes, sir, or the Maizra fool, name Monini Pancasa pam.
I'm calling to pray for my family members who are outside the nation and those who are in the nation.
Let's pray. Showing this on every Friday at 6:30 p.m.
Thank you so much for staying. This is still Real Talk on Hope TV. I would like to take some comments because I realized that I'm unable to read your comments before the show ends. So I'm trying to get a few in before. And this one is from Inkala Nankube. I hope I didn't butcher your name. It says, is it your boyfriend or husband you are talking about? Secondly, occupy yourself and stay away from his phone. Don't be obsessed with his phone. You develop unnecessary stress. Well, we don't know if the lady was going through the phone or the boyfriend said, hey, I want to say something. Okay, this one is from Annabelle Adontin. She says, but what kind of behavior is this? The girl should just leave her boyfriend. He is not serious. Because the ex, dear, she hasn't done anything. If the boyfriend is allowing it to happen, that is why she would send the messages. Okay. I'll come straight to you, Precious. Before we went on the break, I want to ask you, should the boyfriend be doing more? Or just by saying, oh, nothing is going to happen, the girl should just take his word for it and give him the benefit of the doubt and say, my boyfriend says nothing will happen, so she should continue sending it. Nothing will happen. Do you think he should be doing more? Do you agree with his statement of nothing will happen?
I don't agree with nothing will happen. First of all, if this man had any plan or loved her, there is no way she would have seen those pictures or text messages. But because he has plans of, he doesn't love this one, or he's still in love with the other one, that is why it is happening.
Right.
So if he wants to put her at ease, then to drop that relationship. Going back, I realized that one of the reasons why this one is misbehaving is because she probably married for the wrong reasons, or they broke up for the wrong reasons.
Okay.
Maybe she was they were probably the same mate or classmate or something, and then she's being forced or being let me use the word forced by any reason to probably marry somebody who is rich or well-to-do, and then she stopped this relationship and moved on. And now she wants to come back, or she wants to have what she left behind. So the man, there's no problem with this woman. Like they are saying, I don't see that the issue is coming from her. It's the man that's supposed to stand on his feet and say that probably I want my new relationship to stand. I want to get married to you, or and so I don't want to have anyone from my past disturbing us. Because if this man is not doing more, even if this married woman go leave their relationship, another woman will come and she'll do the same thing, and he will still have that behavior that nothing will happen. And I'm not even sure if something's already happening. By now, they're already doing stuff. That's why she has the infantry to put things. You should have respect that you go ahead as a married woman and send your pictures to a guy. So things are happening already. It's not like nothing's happening. It's happening already.
Right.
Yes.
Precious thinks that something is already happening. No, she doesn't think the man saying, "Oh, forget about it. Nothing will happen between us." So she feels the man should do more. Erica, do you agree? Should the man do more? Should he stop this? Oh, nothing, and handle the situation?
Of course. If the man wants to stop this act, he can do it in the fastest possible way. There are so many ways of preventing these pictures from coming in. Before you see a picture, you must download it. So by the time you realize, you have already watched it. So the first one comes, you watch. He wouldn't say he's watching, but you have to watch before you know what the picture is.
Right.
So, I mean, what is he doing? He should do more.
Okay.
From all indications, unless the story doesn't bring some part of the whole issue, but if handling what we have on the table, I think the guy is liking what is going on.
Okay.
The guy is really encouraging. For you know, they are even doing it, as my sister rightly said. But he wouldn't tell. Even some guys would tell you that this is what's going on. Some guys, they don't have shame. They will let you know they are cheating and tell you, oh, keep calm, nothing will happen. Really? So you should just keep quiet and watch the show. What are you doing? I don't think the guy has done enough. The guy hasn't done anything. The guy should do more if he means what he says, that nothing is going to happen. Something will happen. If it continues, something will happen. He's not wood, he's not metal. He's blood and flesh.
Yeah, yeah.
So the guy should do more, yes.
Okay. Chrissy,
yes.
As a man, here, when you say, oh, baby, forget about this. Well, it's just this one. Nothing will happen. I mean, should we take your words for it? Or in other words, you're trying to let us know that. Oh,
so you want me to answer as a man, or you want me to answer?
Why are they two different answers?
They
the one that is the man is different. Hey,
yes.
See, Realtalk. Tell me.
I'm here on behalf of the men, and I have to be careful about the answers I give.
But you have to say
let me answer according to the story.
Okay, you finish that one and then tell me what you yourself as a man.
The story. Yes. Well, I think that what the ladies have said so far, I agree with them.
As a man?
Oh, yes, I do.
Okay.
As a man, and not just a man, but as a married person, I agree, because I think it would be unfair to have your partner do the same to you. Yes. So, indeed, I think the gentleman should be doing more.
Okay.
Our lady here just mentioned that there are many things he can do to stop these things from happening, including blocking. I mean, you can just do that. And when you're with someone in a relationship, you have to keep the person in the know through the journey. When you go through such issues, you confront your partner. I mean, you let your partner know what you are going through at every step of the way. But as much as possible, as we indicated earlier, draw the line. Draw the line. If she is not able to draw the line, you draw the line for her.
Okay.
And keep her out of your way. So block her. She calls, it's not compulsory for you to answer, etc. So there are things that you cannot control. You may not be able to control her.
Yeah, you
but
can't
in
stop her from calling you.
There are things that you can influence or control. And those are the issues that you have to push so that you safeguard yourself and your relationship. Yes.
Okay. Because you are speaking as a man and as a panelist. Pastor, I'll come to you again and then ask the same question. This boyfriend, should he be doing more, or just his words of, oh, nothing is going to happen, don't worry about it, should be enough for the lady? Because obviously it's not enough, because if it were, she wouldn't send her story to us. So please, what should he do as a responsible man in a relationship, trying to, as Kwesi clearly said, safeguard the relationship? What more should he do than telling us, don't worry about it, nothing is going to come out of it?
All right, thank you. I think I agree 100% with Kwesi, because I'm also a man. And, in Ghana, we know that we are Burma, now we're Burma. We are Burma, and because we're a man, sometimes you want to do things like a man. So this man must act as a man, because what is not right is not right. And you must act like a man, and that will help. So in this particular case, we have already heard about some of the things that he could do. But one specific thing I want to point out is, he can decide to change his number. All right, at this point in time, I don't want to have any communication with you. I have a new number altogether, and I will not send this number to you in any form or shape. In that case, that will end the relationship between you and her through the phone. Maybe she will try to connect with you or the man in another way, form or shape, because maybe by the time they separated, she knew so much about where he worked and stuff like that. But then if you cut the communication by changing your number, that alone is enough for her to, get out of your way. Moreover, you see, it is very important, like Kwesi said, that there should be communication in marriage. This new person who has come into the life of the man, as a man, you should be able to sit down with her and open up to her. Maybe before the ex left, he and the ex were, addicted somehow to pornography. Maybe, who knows? So if that is his problem, and the ex is trying to, as it were, relate to him because she knows what he's made up of, then this man can now open up to a lady, tell her, my dear, this is the situation on the ground. I am somebody who was addicted somehow to this, and that's why she's continuing to torment me this way. So help me deal with this. Then the lady will appreciate it and be able to, together with the man, find a common solution to that. So I want to, if the man is somehow listening to this, let him also remember that the Bible says in the book of Psalms, chapter number 1, that we as humans, as God's children, we should not sit in the counsel of the ungodly. This woman is not trying to be godly. You don't have to deal with her along those lines. And in fact, from the same chapter 1, verse number 1, it says, you should not even stand in the path of those who are not in the path of the Lord. There's path of sinners. What this woman is doing is not good. So don't. This should be a guide for you, because that's the reason why the Lord gave us the Bible. So I'm pleading with this man that if he's listening to us, he should cut communication altogether, open up to his new, girlfriend, and be able to let her know exactly what he has gone through before. And then I believe, by the grace of God, together with the counsel from the Lord, they will be able to sort it out.
One of the comments that came in, the lady said that if you are looking at your boyfriend's phone, I think you should stop. And I want us to touch just a little on that. This issue of 1 hour pen, you went to look at it, and so you are the one with the headache. Curiosity killed the cat and all that. Is it right that the fact that you just went to look at your partner's phone and you found what you were supposed to find, you're supposed to suffer with a headache? Because I'm sure as a man, you have probably...
Today you are my case.
Yes, I am.
Again, I have to be careful because my wife is watching.
Yes.
So I must be careful. Well, My wife occasionally takes my phone to do things, and I don't have a reason to worry that she's going to see something on my phone. You know, when you're doing things like that, you're always looking over your shoulders.
Right.
But when, the one who sends the message, I don't know whether the person is married or not, but we have this clear understanding from the Bible that when you're married, you and your partner become one. Well, I'm not going to sit here to encourage anyone that take your spouse's phone, go and read messages to look for issues here and there. But it doesn't hurt if you do the right thing, because you will not have a reason to try to cover it up, having all that headache. And when you are married, one way or the other, you have to somehow use your partner's device, whatever it is.
I don't know if you've seen the video of the man that was bathing and he had soap all over him and his phone was ringing, and the way he dashed out of the washroom and it was towels and he fell at his head. Like all these struggles just to keep things away from your spouse.
Yes, so I think it's an unhealthy way to live as a couple. And if your partner finds something like that on your phone, you don't accuse your partner that why did you go through my phone. That's not the subject. The subject is why you have such filthy things on your phone.
So you don't trust me. I don't know if you don't trust me, that's why you picked my phone in the first place.
If you have nothing to hide, why are you hiding your phone? If you have nothing to hide, I don't see any reason to stop someone from having your phone. You can be out of credit and tell me, Erica, I need your phone to make a call. Why should I have passwords on my chats so you don't go to those extents? I mean, it doesn't make sense. If you really love the person, you should share everything with the person. You shouldn't wait for the person to see things and start asking you questions. So you shouldn't hide things. That's my take on it.
Because I'm sure some people do not even need to look through. They pick the phone and they pop up, and then they see it. Precious, what do you think about these? It's my phone, it's my property. I'm not touching yours, so do not touch mine. Why did you take my phone in the first place? It's because you don't trust me. And if you don't trust me, you have nothing to talk about. All these excuses that men and women come up with when they are caught with something that they are obviously not supposed to have on their phones. I don't know if you have any take on that or any personal experience that maybe you would want to share with us today.
These are excuses. For instance, she said that she calls at all hours. So you don't need to pick somebody's phone to know that at 10, 12:30 somebody's calling anyone. You don't need to pick somebody's phone to hear somebody murmuring when you are with him daytime. So you are with this man at, say, even like Sabbath afternoon after church, and he gets a call and he has to leave where you are. And it's like, and where this call is coming from, when he's doing business, he's making noise. Bring my money, bring my money. But when some people call, he's doing undertones. You don't need someone, you don't need to pick his phone. And this kind of things, they put doubts in you. And it makes you curious. When you get curious, you have to find out more. If I'm curious, I don't need your phone. I can, for someone who's IT savvy, I'll connect you. I'll connect to you virtually and receive your message before you receive the message on your phone and read it. So you don't need the phone itself. You don't need to be telling me that don't pick my phone to trust me. So if you also trust me, why don't you let me see what is happening? Or tell me the truth.
Right.
So there's no, well, we're talking about girlfriend here, and that's what people are saying that this is going to get into the marriage.
Exactly.
Like this is how this thing, they're all going to always referring you. And last year, around the same time, you did that.
Right.
And cause breaking that marriage too. So these things that we keep on doing, and you think that, oh, when I'm in a relationship, I can do. You're not my wife. You can't control me. You're not my husband. You can't control me. When you're your husband, the same issue will pop up, and then this time it's the husband, it's the wife, so she won't control, and that will be the issue. So there is no two ways about that. What you can't say, don't keep it.
Yeah. Totally agree with you, Precious. I don't know if Pastor has something to say about this private phones and business, because the Bible says that's what you become one. So if we are one, your phone is mine, my phone is yours. But that one day you say, I don't buy data for you, so Pastor, what is your take on that?
Yes, I agree with all my other panelists. You know, this thing is the phone. When my wife and I got married, we did not get married through the phone. We got married through the use of our, verbal communication.
Yeah.
I spoke to her, she spoke back to me. I love you, and she said, I love you too. And that's how we have been keeping our marriage going. But the moment this one becomes an intrusion in the marriage, then you know that someone else is trying to take over the relationship. So as much as possible, couples must try to, make themselves so close to each other that their phones are also one to them. So my phone, for example, rings, and my wife has no issue with it because she knows that whoever is calling me, she can also talk to the person anyway, except that the call is coming from Hope TV, and therefore she knows it's just for me at this point in time. And that if I receive any call on my phone, she has every right to listen to the call. She has every right to give me any feedback that she wants to give to me. I don't have to hide in a special corner in the house to be able to speak to someone on the phone, because I am in the house with her and the two of us are together. So this phone should not be a disuniting factor in the marriage. It should rather help us get together more. When she's out of the house, this is how she communicates with me. When I'm also trying to reach her wherever she is, this is how I communicate with her. So when we come together, it serves the same purpose of bringing the two of us together. But when it becomes a divisive tool, that is what we have to be very careful with. So I will encourage this lady to be careful with, the relationship. In a way, like many have alluded to, we are not sure whether, she is thinking about going forward to get married, because it's a boyfriend relationship at this point. So maybe when we get to your last point, we may try to put in some more flesh in there.
Exactly. Okay, so I'll take some comments from Facebook. This one is from Kobina AJ. Kobina said he is a boyfriend and not a husband, so she should stop invading the guy's privacy. Or am I missing something? I think you're missing a lot, Kobina. This one is from Gina Afefa. Gina says, I think the boyfriend is enjoying the ex more than his current girlfriend, so the girl should advise herself. Okay, this one is from Ruth. Ruth says, in all honesty, this relation the guy claims is harmless is actually a threat. If the guy really wants to keep the relationship, this ex must be cut off. Now, this one, that's porn all come inside, we don't know that. This one says, since the guy is your boyfriend and not your husband, I think you should find a way to separate yourself from him, because 1, a well-cultured guy will not tolerate nudes and porns. 2, a good guy will not tolerate a married woman on such an act, even if she's not his ex. So, my dear, give thanks to God for revealing these things to you at this stage of a relationship. And madam, shine your eyes. Okay, I have this one from Prof. Akoto. Prof says, my dear friend, there's pretty much nothing you can do if your boyfriend isn't ready and willing yet to draw the line between him and his ex. He should be the one to stop his ex from sending him those texts, flirtatious messages, and naked pictures or videos. Okay, Verity says, you be there and be doing take his word. By the time you realize she is bringing a baby. Okay, we have so many comments coming from you guys. Thank you so much for bringing them in. But I'll go to my last question and come to you, Erica, and say, what should she do? The girlfriend, I mean. What should she do? Should she get up and go? Should she take his word for it? Should she call the other woman? Should she involve the other woman's husband? What should she do?
At this point, there's nothing to fight for. I mean, if the guy is not willing to do anything, you are now coming to become the Azuma Nelson of the relationship and start fighting other ladies off. No. Let the guy know that this cannot work. He can't be watching porn from other ladies while both of you are there. So if he can't take practical steps to put a stop to it, then you are showing yourself the door. Because that's the only solution I can give her now. If the guy is serious, he can do more than he's saying, relax and watch what happens. I should sit and watch the show as you enjoy pictures from other ladies. No, she should just tell the guy point blank that this is the situation. If you can't do anything about it, then I'm leaving. And also, she should be careful in case the guy says, okay, now I'm going to tell, some guys can play. At first, you were aware of it. Now you are threatened with leaving, so I'm going to do it in secret. She should be very careful. In fact, she should just leave.
You think she should leave? She should just leave.
It's not worth wasting your time and emotions on. She should just leave.
Okay. But she should leave or she should stay?
Well, that's not for me to say whether she should leave or not just yet. First of all, I'll say she should pray. But that's what I'll not talk much about because I believe Pastor, with his spiritual lens, will deal with that matter when he speaks.
Okay.
But I mentioned something earlier that when you're taking a decision, you always consider what you can influence or you can control. The lady here can control or can influence her boyfriend, not her boyfriend's ex. Let's also remember that her boyfriend's ex is married. If care is not taken and she tries to handle the situation by getting into their marriage, she might be the reason why they break up, all sorts of issues. So she should deal with her boyfriend and try to set conditions with the guy. If the guy cannot live by those conditions, then as Erica said, she should just leave. I think that should be the bottom line.
Yeah.
Because this kind of character, when you marry such a person, some people will say that, oh, Charlie, people do fast, and when you marry, he will stop.
Yeah.
But these kind of habits, people don't stop when they marry. Even when they stop, they will continue.
Right.
And so, if he cannot control himself, and he's still doing such things while he's in a relationship with you, he will continue definitely when you marry, and you have more problems. At which stage, it will be difficult for you to leave.
Yes.
So you better flee now.
That one you can't leave. Right. Thank you so much, Chrissy. Precious, kindly give me your take. Should she stay? What should she do? Then I take Pastor's take.
So when you were saying, should she confront the wife? This was the picture I saw. So we're in the same church with this woman and her husband. And the woman is now sending pictures of her naked and videos to the boyfriend. You can't ignore that. You just can't ignore that. When you see her in church, even if you say a word, your body will act some way. And that's not a position that anybody would want to. No matter how diplomatic you would want to be, that's the position you want to be. Now, I also want to give benefit of doubt for the guy. Some people generally have a nonchalant attitude.
Right.
I don't care. And it doesn't mean probably because he enjoys it. Just because he said, oh yeah, baby, I do it. You get tired, you should stop. But I don't mind. So let me give that the benefit to the guy as well. That he doesn't, his words were true. He doesn't have any bad attitude. But there's also a huge red flag to the lady. If you cannot bear it today, you can't bear it anywhere, anytime soon. So open the discussion. Let him know that these things, I don't go to find them, but they come to me when I hear you, Mama. When I see papa messages, without trying to even go through your phone. So I'm not comfortable with them. What do you want to do about it? Bear in mind, young ladies, you can't control a man. You yourself, you can't even control your own self, your own life. So don't try to force him to think or to choose. Open a discussion. These things, I can't stand them. I'm sorry. What can be done about it? And find out what if he's really willing to change. You see that. There is nowhere cool, but you enjoy it. If you decide to do this one, the next person that you will see will find faults. So open a discussion. Living is the last resort because going to the next person to probably like you also become that ex-girlfriend later on in life.
Right.
Want to now touch the qualities that you have missed. So open the communication. But in all else, as Adventists, as Christians, when you get married, divorce is not an option. So if things are not break it at the relationship stage, so you get marriage. When you get there, you have to stay. You have to tune your mind to stay. Good or bad. So that is it.
Thank you so much for that take. Pastor, what should this young lady do?
Yeah, thank you. I think we have somebody we can sympathize with, but we need to tell her what she needs to do, and then she will have to decide what she will do. In the first place, the question is, should she take the word of the man as it is? I think we can tell her that no, don't take his word. Don't worry. There's nothing going on. No, don't take that, because that's he has already abused the trust that is in the relationship. So
Right.
don't take his word for that. If you want to continue the relationship, lady, if you are listening to us, if you want to continue this relationship, then listen to what has been said already, especially, the last speaker, for example, mentioned that if you think you want to continue in this, then open up, speak up, and put your expectations on the table. If we can move on with this, a relationship, this and this and these are my icebreakers. If you break them, these are my deal breakers. If you break them, then that's it. We cannot continue with the relationship. So maybe it has taken her a long time to come to find this man, and letting him go just like that may not be a very pleasant situation for her, but she can do something more about it. And if there's something I want to share with her that she can do, it is what the Bible has given to us in the book of Proverbs, chapter number 3 and verse numbers 5 and 6. Proverbs chapter number 3, verse number 5 and 6. The Bible says, trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. In all your ways, acknowledge him, and he shall direct your path. I'm so happy that this message, this question came to Realtalk on the 30th day of September. So as I was thinking about it, my thought was, okay, so now from tomorrow, you have a full month of 5 weeks in October. This lady can decide, like my brother, said at the beginning, to pray about this. The Lord, I'm in a relationship and I want to know what you want me to do. But the Bible says, seek him and you direct your path.
Right.
So she can pray and commit this into the hands of the Lord, seeking help from above. And if it's the will of the Lord that between the beginning of the month to the end of the month, changes, real changes appear in the life of this man, then she can begin to, as it were, tell herself that, look, because of this, I need to move this way. And in the period of the, prayer, she should make sure that she obeys what the Bible says. The Bible says that until marriage, you have to remain chaste.
Yeah.
And therefore, she can let this man know that, look, I need to pray about this. I need to talk to God about this. I need to commit this to God in prayer. And I'll come back to you. By the grace of God, if the Lord gives her the direction that, yes, this can work. Because we know in the Bible, at one point, even when somebody, a poor prophet, somebody who was a prostitute, the Lord asked this prophet to go and get married to this person. So the Lord has so many ways of bringing us together in relationship. But it begins with us taking our time to seek his direction. So I encourage our lady not to give up, but to seek the Lord in prayer. And especially at this point in time when she can set aside a whole month and commit herself to God in prayer. And the Lord will, by all means, in his own wisdom and love, give her some direction. And she'll be careful to follow that, and it will be profitable for her in the whole life.
Right. Thank you so much, Pastor, for that take. Our time is up. So quickly, I would ask you to give any warm wishes you'd like to give to anyone here in Ghana, anybody in the States. Quickly, just some warm wishes to people that you would want to greet.
Well, my brothers and my sisters, my in-laws, my friends, my fellow pastors, my church members, This lady from Sunyani, I don't know whether she knows me, but I was also in Sunyani, so all the people in Sunyani, Techiman, Brekum, everywhere that I've worked, all my friends and loved ones in Accra, in Kumasi, everywhere, including all of you on the panel today. Thank you.
Thank you.
I want to extend special greetings to you. We love you all. We are praying for you. Pray for us.
We will.
You know that by God's grace, we will make it into His kingdom. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you for thanking us. Precious, quickly, please, warm greetings for anyone in Sunyani or even here in Accra.
So I want to wish myself happy birthday tomorrow.
Oh, happy birthday in advance.
Thank you.
You didn't say it earlier, I'd have sung for you.
When Pastor said you have 30 days in October, I just remember that tomorrow is first and tomorrow is my birthday, so happy birthday to me.
Okay.
And greetings to all those who took time this evening to listen to Realtalk. Thank you very much for doing that. And then to another church for all that they are doing to support the young ladies and young men in the church. Thank you all.
Thank you so much. Erica, anybody? Your church?
My church, yes. Dakuman Church, Dakuman Young Adults. I know they are watching me now. My family, especially my sister, sweet sister, Dr. Emanuela Yamwa from Winneba Trauma and Specialist Hospital. And my girlfriends, Gifty, Grace, Edem, all of you. I love you so much.
No boyfriends.
My boyfriend, Daniel.
Fantastic.
Anybody from Hanson Road, right? Or the baby, who do you want to say?
Yes, so I have to start by mentioning my wife and my daughter, who turns 1 on Sunday.
Yes.
I'm really happy about that. And I also want to say hi to my parents, who are always watching Hope TV, and my in-laws as well. Yes, and everybody from Hunting Road.
Okay. So I would like to thank you guys for coming on the show. Thank you so much for making the time. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Precious. Thank you, Erica. Thank you, Casey. You guys were amazing at the discussion, and I'm so grateful that whenever I call, you people come. God bless you. There's this family all the way in Semenya who watches they watch the show every day. That would be Ruth, Jermaine, Priscilla, and Little Siriam. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you to Shades and Glow for our makeup, myself, Erica. Chrissy, did you get on?
Yes, I came with my kids.
Yes, he came with his kids. So thank you guys so much. Thank you for the amazing job you're doing. To my crew, it takes a village to run this show. All of you, from Justice to Ben to Alfred to another Ben to Matthew, everybody at Hope TV. Momo, you couldn't make it today, but thank you for your constant support. And thank you guys at home for always tuning in to watch our show. We are grateful that you give us the chance to come to your homes to bring you this show. And thank you for sending in your comments, all our people on Facebook, on YouTube, and anybody who watches Hope TV. Continue to watch the rest of our content because we have amazing content coming your way today, tomorrow, and throughout our entire stay here. It's always a pleasure coming your way. My name remains Evie, and I'll come same time next week, same time on Hope TV, right here at Hope Channel. Have a good night. Bye.